Hey, I'm Lorraine from Step Up Bus Up Society, and I help new and aspiring solopreneurs grow their businesses online. If Pinterest is part of your traffic plan, but you're overwhelmed by trying to post every single day, Tailwind can seriously save your sanity. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I use it step by step. So, if we just go into the dashboard, so this is my chosen preferred view of Tailwind. When you start with Tailwind, I think they give you an option of which kind of dashboard you start with, whether you start with the dashboard or you start with their new pin scheduler, which is really nice. It kind of reminds me of the old scheduler, but because of my workflow and the way I kind of like organize, planning, and scheduling my pins at the moment, I don't use this new pin scheduler. So I tend to use the drafts. So I start with drafts. So I literally create all my pins and I upload them here to drafts. And this is mostly for when I'm creating new pins for old blog posts or for products or freebies. So these are kind of like additional pins to like the original pins that I created when I originally created the thing. So I will have all my pins here, and I have a separate spreadsheet that I would like where I've got my basically Pinterest plan all planned out because I plan which pins go out on what day. So what I would normally do is come into once I've uploaded all my pins to the drafts, and to upload pins, all you have to do is click here, and I normally just drag and drop them into this little folder here, and then you can and it just uploads. What you have to do is then, what I tend to do is just select a bunch of pins and then go to bulk schedule. And when you, and you get to this scheduling view, and I will then put in my URL, choose the direct URL to that blog post. I'll put that in. I'll choose the board that I'm going to be putting this in. I will put in my own pin title and pin description if I've had time to like sit down and be really, really super organized and actually create all those separately, because I find those a little bit better than what the ones that Ghostwriter creates. If not, I will just click on Ghostwriter. So I will just pick that, put the name of the blog, and hit generate pins, and that will generate so that I can just explore online business. So when you hit generate pins, it will generate three options for you to choose from. And I say that this is kind of like if you're kind of like in a rush, in a push to use this, because sometimes they're good and sometimes they look very AI with all the kind of like rockets and emojis and stuff, which is not something you really want to use on Pinterest. And so if you did want to use any one of these, all you do is hit save, and that saves for you. And then I would then come down and I'd select my day. And these are all recommended times set in your smart scheduler, which I will show you a bit later. And then I would just hit schedule the posts if I was going to schedule this. And then it schedules it out. And once you do that for all of these pins, so you can just open each one of them up and do exactly the same thing. And once all of those scheduled, you redirected to the main dashboard. And the main dashboard is where you have your complete schedule. So it will show you what's going out on what days, and you can filter by week or by month. And if you are also using this for Instagram and Facebook, which I don't tend to, I use Metrical for that, you can also remove or and select which platform you want to actually view at that time. You could also to view or not view the prompts. So one of the good things about Tailwinds is if you are brand new to online marketing, it will actually you can actually create a marketing plan for you. So you can create a custom marketing plan if you just click over here and basically select what type of campaign, the type of business you have, and you can basically create a complete plan for yourself. And it takes literally 5 seconds to create that for you. And if you do have that, you can literally make sure you can once you have your filters, you can put that on and it will show at the top. So if I go back to weekly, it will start to show me the prompt. So it's telling me on Tuesday the 1st, I can do a lifestyle, I can post lifestyle content on Facebook and Instagram. And then on Wednesday, I could show my products that are ready to be shipped on Instagram and Pinterest. So it kind of gives you a complete game plan, and it even tells you about what to do with emails. So here it's saying Friday, send an email about product reviews and testimonials. So it's kind of giving you like a little bit of an idea of how to plan your content. So as I was filming this, I discovered a kind of new thing that you can do on here on this calendar view, and you can actually just create a new task. So I just did my blog post, and you can select a date, so second, and you can add an additional channel here. So I'm saying blog, write blog post, and hit save, and then it actually shows up here. See, I don't want that. I'll delete that later. Okay, so that's for this view. In Pin Scheduler, it's a different way to schedule your pins. This is one that I'm not using just yet, but it's quite similar to their old scheduler. So I like it on that level. But what I really like about this is that it shows you your weekly pin average. So right now, my weekly average is about 2, and it tells you how many pins you should be pinning per day for best results. So my goal is to pin 5 per day every single day. So some days I'm having 5, some days it's 3. My goal is always to bump that up. And when I do bump that up, I can actually see a direct result in my Pinterest account in terms of my impressions and how many people are kind of seeing my content overall. So if you take a closer look at this particular pin scheduler dashboard, you have your upload pins. So you can upload pins directly to this view. You can generate a pin based on your URL, and that is another feature on here that if you've got a Shopify store, you can connect it and it can directly create for you or make suggestions, and I'll show you that in a second. As well as if you've got a blog, you can also create pins directly from your URL using this. You also have a design pins that's using their create feature, which I'll show you in another video. And you also have the browser extension. So if you want to pin directly from your blog, so you have got, say you've got 5 pins and you put them all on your blog, you can directly pin from your blog using their extension. I've used that in the past and it was good. I'm not sure what it's like now because I haven't used it for a while. I will test that out at some point again. So in terms of pinning directly from your blog, they have this new feature where you can basically put your blog's URL and it will populate all your latest blog posts. So it will literally pull all your blog content, and you can then choose to create a blog post from that piece of content, and that takes you. It literally creates the content for you, and it will show up here. So it takes you to your drafts, and it's busy making the post. You can see here it's busy creating the posts, and it creates it for all the platforms you have connected to it. So these are showing me the old ones that I've tested out and created before. Once it's created, it pops up here, and then you can take a look at it. So you can edit or schedule, and it's created a pin for you. Not the best quality pin in the world, but if you're pushed and you haven't created any content, haven't created any pins, and you just want to get started and get things out, maybe this might work for you. And you have the same with products. This I think works better with Shopify. I don't use it because it doesn't work with PayHip. The last time I tried it, it didn't work with PayHip. In terms of using Tailwind to work with Pinterest, those are the most important things for you to know. It's drafts, being able to pins directly to drafts and scheduling from drafts, or scheduling from Pinterest Scheduler, so the new Pinterest Scheduler. And there is a third way, which is creating pins directly in Tailwinds using their create feature, but that is going to be a whole separate video. Okay, so there is one more important thing that you need to know about Tailwind and scheduling for Pinterest. The most important thing that makes this software really simple and easy to use is the fact that you have the smart schedule. And to set your smart schedule, you just press that little gear here and you click on Smart Schedule Settings. And this is where you can generate your schedule or generate a new schedule. And it will pick the best times each day for the pins. And when you hit Generate Schedule, you get to select how many pins you want to pin on average per day and save, and that will generate a new schedule for you. If you want to give Tailwind a try, you'll find my affiliate link in the description below. And it's what I use to schedule my pins, and I found it way less stressful using that, which is why I went back to it after using Metrical for a while. And if you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more simple marketing tips that makes your life easier as a solopreneur.